I been used to riding 500 or 600 miles without be sitting down, but he blessed me to ride on a bicycle, so I'm gonna get this weight on down if it's God's will. We want to share with you today this Mother's Day message. It's to all the mothers out there in TV land. And it's going to be took from the 31st chapter of Proverbs, starting at the 10th verse. Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. I'm going to stop right there. And we want to use for a subject God's description of godly womanhood. We're going to start off with a story of a woman in her class, and it was a second grade class on a magnet and how it worked. The next day, she gave a pop quiz, and she includes this question. She said, my full name has 6 letters, and the first one is M. I pick up things. What am I? And when the test results were in, the teacher was astonished to find that almost 50% of the students answered the question with the word mother. And they were speaking of a magnet which draws if it meet contact with metal or any substance of that type. But they said mother. That is what a mother does. She goes around, pick up out their kids. Today is the day when we celebrate one of God's greatest gifts to the world, the mother. While I will be preaching what could be classified as we call a Mother's Day message, I want to include all women under the umbrella of what I'm going to say today. The Bible makes it clear that the man is the head of God's. Now listen to what I said. I said God's creation. And if a man is the head, then woman, she must be the crown. In other words, you got a king and a queen. But when God made woman, he was finished with his creation. Woman was the last created act of God. You can make it out that however, whatever you will. I've said in just that Adam, when he was put to sleep, had surgery on his side, and he woke up with pain in his neck. Listen to what I'm saying now. But in all sincerity, godly women are the backbone of the home and of the church. We probably wouldn't even have any churches one for women's name. Without godly women, their work, their influence, and their abilities. I want to brag on you ladies out there today. We would have to shut the doors of the churches and declare that the home an unfit place to live. Now that's a real mother. Now we got some women out there that just won't do nothing. But you got some men that burns women. They don't want them to do nothing. He cooks, irons, brings the food to the bed every time she eats. And he run himself. There's nothing wrong with waiting on your wife, cooking breakfast or supper. But the next thing is how she was raised. The message I will preach today is not designed to put women down. Instead, it is designed to put them where they belong, on a pedestal. It is designed to speak to the husband, speak to the children, and to the whole family. To remind them of just how important godly women are. Now, listen to what I'm saying. I'm highly emphasizing on godly women. Now, not just any woman. I want to take this passage and a passage that was written in praise of godly womanhood and preach about God's description of godly womanhood. But I want you to notice as I go on here, of a God's description of a godly woman. Now I want you to notice several thoughts that present themselves in the passage of today. God's description of godly womanhood. Her standing, her price. We find that the word virtuous refers to the strength of an army. I hope I'm not using words that are too big for somebody out there. I mean, I don't really know who I'm speaking to. But it refers to a person who's strong, has character and integrity. I used to work for a company named Snyder, and they highly value the word integrity, pride, and safety. But such a woman is more valuable than all the wealth in the world. That is why Proverbs 18:22 says, whoso finds a wife finds a good thing. Now, any and every woman just can't be a wife. And obtain favor of the Lord. Have I got a witness out there today? If God has placed within your life something good, a godly woman, He has blessed with something more valuable than any mature possession. Nothing like a good woman. We're not talking about a slave, but a good woman. Her perfection. The godly woman is trustworthy. That's good. You got a lot of men. When I was in the transportation that were illiterate, and their wife went everywhere they went. You'd be surprised what you can see if you would listen. And she took care of the books. He trusted her. Proverbs 19:14, house and riches are the inheritance of the father. And a prudent wife is from the Lord. You can say it was from a mother, but from the Lord. She is exactly what God has designed her to be. A helpmate for her mate. Genesis 2:18. She is his completer. Now listen to this. The left brain and the right brain. In other words, she can think from both sides of her head. She's not a one-tracked mind woman. Her plan. The kind of woman is an asset, not a liability to her husband and family. Good comes to him that can be directly attributed to her. She supports encourages, and she is a faithful person. There ain't nothing like being faithful. Now, you can be a faithful fool, and the more people see it, they're going to try to use you more. I like to thank God for my sister. She just works herself to death. She's server motivated. I was talking to her a couple of weeks ago, and I told her, you're going to have to slow down. I mean, I can't tell her to slow down. I was letting her know, I was trying to let her know that I love her. She's my sister. And you can run yourself ragged for people. And when you get down, that's it. They don't know you then. She was an asset, not a liability, because she was always willing. She might say, I won't do this. I'll go ahead and do it. To her husband and her family. Good come to him that can be directly attributed to her. She supports and encourages him, and she is faithful. A virtuous woman is a crown to her husband. God's description of godly womanhood, her standing, her sacrifice. She gives of all her talents. She labors, she shops, she cooks, she keeps the home. She's a giver of the abilities. God had graced her with her family benefits for her gracious gift. I can remember, I was probably 7 or 8 years old, my sister, she's probably been an usher for, I'm going to roughly say 55, 56 years. And she just, anytime you see a funeral somewhere, just about you're going to see my sister there. But one day, and the way we are training people, when one go down, ain't nobody to replace him. Her sacrifice. She gives all her talents. As I said, she labors, she shops, she cooks, and she keeps the home. God have graced her. She gives of her time. She takes care of the necessary details of the home. You know, it takes a special woman to do that. I remember another lady that lived in the bin, and she was a man and a woman. She had a woman's body, but she had to take care of the duties of the man. She rises early and she works late. She tends to the needs of her children, her husband, and the whole household. She's there when they are hungry, when they're sick, when they are broken. Have I got a witness out there? I remember one time I was in Birmingham, Alabama, and it was this lady. She was Saudi Arabian, and she had a bowl. Now, what she did, she fed her husband first. She had 3 kids. She gave all of them something to eat. Then she took what's left. A mother, her standing, her sacrifice, her service. You know, it takes a lot to be a mother. God's description of a godly womanhood. She labors most men and children have no idea